Mr. Otter Dude here to do a little test of the edge holding ability. This is the Marttiini Little Condor, and this is the Mora Clipper. The Clipper is a pretty popular knife. This one is the carbon Clipper in 1095 high carbon. It's Rockwell 59. The Marttiini is Rockwell 56. It's a kind of a cold rolled stainless steel. Both of these are very sharp knives. Well known in bushcraft circles for their sharpness. Okay. I'll take a piece of paper here and we'll do a quick paper cutting test. Oh. Okay. This one has a little bit of a burr on it. I just resharpened this knife because I finished this video and I'm going to redo it. So it's got a little burr on it, but it cuts paper pretty well. Usually without a hitch. Here's the Little Condor. Same thing, very sharp knife. Sharper than a Mora knife, these knives. They cut beautifully. I field dressed one small whitetail buck with this, and it did a fabulous job. The only problem with it was the fat stuck to that shiny edge. And it didn't impair the cutting ability of the knife, but it was a hassle. It was a hassle to get off when I got home. But if you have small hands, this Little Condor is a great knife. Or a Little Classic. If you have a large or even medium-sized hands, pay an extra couple dollars and go with the larger knife. You can get the same knife at about 1.5 inches longer overall, a little longer handle. All right, we'll take our Mora knife. See where I've already been carving, and we'll just go ahead and start carving off, cutting in good here. I'll turn it like this. We'll just take a lot of wood off this. What this is actually going to do is, instead of dulling the blade, it's going to knock that burr that I put on the accidentally got on there. It's going to knock it right off. A cheap knife, when you start cutting wood like this, hardwood, the edge will roll on you if it's had a poor heat treatment, and it'll dull up on you in a hurry. In fact, if you look at it wrong, it'll get dull. But a properly heat treated knife is a different story. Okay, I will knock the edge off, or clean the edge off. You can see that most of the burr actually put on is disappearing. This knife is still shaving sharp pretty much. And it was better in my first attempt at this video, but I had to redo it for a technical problem. Okay. Now let's take the little Classic. Cut right in there. Knocking some pretty big piece of wood off. Gotta watch out when you're carving to push away from yourself. You don't want to cut into your leg and kill yourself. Okay, you can see I've worked this knife over pretty good. Now we'll just kind of wipe the edge off. We'll take our piece of paper, and yep, it's probably sharper than when I started. I had a little burr on there. I just use a steel to sharpen these knives. 10 or 15 seconds on the steel will return these to a shaving sharp condition. Okay, this test wasn't as impressive as my first test because I didn't knock a burr off of the edge of these when I touched them up. But both of these knives will serve you well in the field. You can work half the day with this knife, cutting wood, making steaks, 10 steaks, whatever you want, kindling. This one too, and they'll actually, for a while, they'll end up sharper than where you started if you have like a burr around the edge. This knife, even though it's softer than the Mora, the Marttiini seems to hold hold an equal edge, a sharper edge, and hold it just as well. It's a little more expensive. Both of these knives are under 20 bucks. I paid $7.99 for this Mora knife. I paid about 21 with shipping for the Marttiini. You can get them cheaper. They're both great little knives. They have the scandi-grind, and that's what really and a great heat treatment. That's what makes the difference. So I recommend either any Mora knife with either stainless or, in this case, 1095 carbon steel. Any of Marttiini's rubber-handled knives or wooden-handled knives. They're just fabulous little knives for the money. Really can't get better. Mr. Otterdude signing off.